Wilson. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. 11 yards there and a first down for Seattle. And early on, they're picking up right where they left off last week.
And I know a lot of coaches say each game is its own. You don't really have carryover. This feels like carryover. So much confidence from the previous game that they're using to their advantage now.
So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 41. They run it with Carson. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
No gain on the play.
Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
Now they're coming up on play number 8 of this opening drive, but they're looking at a 3rd and long. From the shotgun, Wilson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Jimmy Ward. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. So far this season, this defense has had their issues against the pass, so that's a great sign for them to get the early pick.
Yeah, confidence builder for them and an absolute shock for the quarterback because he went into it. He saw the numbers we saw. He watched them on tape. I think he came into this one thinking this is going to be a big day, and it very well could be. But early in this one, advantage defense.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A big hitter there. A first down gain of 26 yards.
A gain of 26
Nothing too fancy there. A simple toss left, but for whatever reason, the defense, they didn't seem ready for it.
Let me continue on with your thought right there because after the play was over, I kept my eyes on the defenders. Watch them get off the ground, going back to the huddle, shaking their heads and kind of pointing to each other like, what just happened there? I think you were onto something.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. To throw is Garoppolo. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Complete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. Now, those linemen, of course, can't be more than a yard downfield when a pass is thrown, and they might have been able to call that on a couple of guys there. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. They'll run here with Coleman out of the gun. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42.
Tevin Coleman, the ball carrier.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on 3rd down. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. It's caught by Coleman. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, it was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Charles, 54 yards. I'm surprised that came up short.
I would agree with that one because normally, if he misses, it's accuracy, not length, because he has plenty of leg for that. But maybe it's like I hit my golf shot, you know, maybe it's like my wedge. You know, when you chili dip and you hit the ground ahead of it, sometimes that'll shorten your distance as well.
2nd and 8.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now the first carry here for Phillip Lindsay. And he's got this one across midfield into 49er territory.
He's across midfield.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
I feel like a prince, I'm feeling myself. I'm loaded with bells, cause I was a blessed with no respect. Don't know how I feel. I wanted to flex and go to check. I'm making a flip. My life is a flick.
Right there, 54 Mike.
On 3rd down, it's Carson. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. That one good for 14 and a Seahawk first. That's his longest run of the first quarter. And, Charles, we talked before the game about them needing to establish the run game. They'll be looking for more of that.
And they got to the perimeter. So that tells me that that's part of the game plan of what they want to get done today. So they'll have some complimentary runs where he'll run it to the inside. But it appears that when they want the big yardage, they think they can get to the outside and make it happen.
But call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10. At the 49ers' 34-yard line.
After one.
Quarter with no score.
36 power.
Now they'll throw it with Wilson. Escaping the pressure right. His throw incomplete. Tyler Lockett was the target there. But now it's 3rd down.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them. And I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Looking for Lockett, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Jimmy Ward. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field. Now a loose football. Coleman lost it, and the Seahawks have picked it up. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. Always costly to cough up that football. These defenders, they become so adept, though, at jarring it free.
Yeah, it's amazing that there aren't more fumbles caused because now, if you're an offensive player, you go through ball security drills every single day. It's really not out of line to think you should take the ball to bed with you and just hold on to it. But the bottom line is, no matter how much you try to protect it, these guys are pretty good at finding ways to knock it out.
First down, Seattle on a pickup of 13.
1st and 10 at the 18-yard line.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
Let's go double count right here, double count.
Here's a fast release by Wilson out to the flat. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. Big Dwayne Brown, the tackle, guilty there. This is Carson. And the tackle there by Quan Alexander.
Well, obviously, they would have at least liked to have gotten back to the original line of scrimmage. Instead, now they're dealing with 2nd and long.
I thought they would have passed it after the penalty. Probably wish they would have now. So still 14 yards to go, 2nd down. Now Wilson. Screen pass to Lindsey. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Give him 5 on the screen play, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
On 3rd down, Wilson. 4th down now as San Fran's defense was strong in coverage.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
Is on for the field goal, a 33-yard attempt.
And Myers able to knock it through, and the Seahawks grab a 3-0 lead. So still no touchdowns in the first half, but we do have some action on the scoreboard with the field goal.
So maybe now the mentality changes in this game, because anytime you get to the red zone and if you don't come away with 6 points, you feel like it's a disappointment. In a game like this one, being able to kick field goals means you're right there, and you're just looking for that big break to take you over the top.
And this will make it into the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive? A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown, but they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield and punch in the end zone without turning it over.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Garoppolo. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield. They had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. Open man is Ayuk, complete. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line.
8-yard.
Garoppolo to Ayuk, 1st down 49ers. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. And yet again, it's Garoppolo. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
So a line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's a handoff to Coleman. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
Ball carrier.
What a luxury to have a guy like this who can not only spell your starter, but can come in and keep drives going.
3rd down.
So a 3rd and 9, and 6 defensive backs out there in the dime.
Patrolling the passing lanes.
From the gun, it's Garoppolo. Man open, that's Deebo Samuel. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Returnable for Lockett. A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3-point seeding.
Yeah, if you get to the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
3 yards remain for 2nd down. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down. The Seahawks on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
A gain of 7. It's 4th down.
Second quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from... And it's a fake here on 4th and inches. And the gamble pays off. They get the first. So they get the first down. Maybe not a huge play in terms of yardage, but the fake punt does the job. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Hey, defense, let's go. Pick it up. Whip. Watch the whip.
From the gun, Wilson. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
56, Mike, 56, right there, 56.
2nd and 10, it's Wilson again. Flush to his right, going for Metcalf on the deep. This is caught inside the 15. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. DK Metcalf, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. Jason Myers now for the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip.
It's the score, Seahawks 10, 49ers nothing. Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And this carries into the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
The Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And in a spot like this, still more than a minute, I think if you put something on the board before halftime, that would go a long way towards helping them get back into the game.
There actually is something to the psychology of the game at times, isn't there? How much better would they feel running into the locker room, as you noted, with something on the board in a positive fashion? You're exactly right. It's a great opportunity to get that done.
And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1.
Here we go.
Throwing on first is Garoppolo. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. He'll get 17 on that one, and the Niners have a first down.
And a 49.
That was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
39.
On second and inches, Garoppolo. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
It's a gain of 4, and it gives him the first.
First down, San Francisco.
Oh, he'll look downfield for Kittle. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. George Kittle, the Pro Bowl tight end, the intended receiver. But it's going to be second down. Here's second and 10 now from the 35. Now Garoppolo. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left.
Intended for George Kittle. Incomplete. He was covered by Jamal Adams.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. A play fake from Mostert. Now Garoppolo. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. This from 42 yards out. And that is no good. And this score will stay right where it is. So we have reached halftime with our score 10-0. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach. The 49ers going to have the football and trailing on the scoreboard as we get back underway on EA Sports. That's fielded on the back line of the end zone. And the half will begin with a touchback. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays to call? Yeah. We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. He'll get 17 on that one, and the Niners have a first down.
17 yards. And a 49er first down.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. That's complete to his receiver, Ayuk. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A good pickup there of 22.
2 yards. First down, San Francisco.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. Block 56. Block 56. Get the right ones. Get the right ones.
They'll run with Coleman on first down. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
Kevin Coleman, the ball.
That's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
56, right there, 56. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
2nd and 7. Garoppolo into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 13. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the third quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this third quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. Was that a design pass, or what was that?
It was built into the play call. He had the opportunity to either hand it inside, keep it himself to run it, or do what he just did. Throw that pass inside, hitting a receiver on the run.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. This time Wilson will throw. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
2nd and 10. Throwing again. Wilson. And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. A big gainer there on the catch and run, 37 yards. So the big play has them all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10.
Let him know. Mike's 54. Mike's 54. Let's go, D. Fair.
And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. The former first-round pick, Eric Armstead, the one who got in there to make that play. 2nd and 14. Here's Carson. And some space here. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 16 yards, a first down.
Good gain by Chris Carson. Picks up a first down, and you just have to love his running style. Talk about a straight-ahead guy, no-nonsense type of a runner. He's averaged 82 yards a game over the last 2 seasons.
And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Nick Bosa. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
They'll try the draw. Lindsey. Call it a 6-yard gain. Still plenty of work to do coming up. 3rd and 14.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
You better be afraid of me. You better. Look.
3rd and long. It's Wilson. And he's got Lockett. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 5-yard line.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal. When we talk about being on schedule, I think they're on schedule after that run, getting it right down there on the doorstep.
Maybe even a little bit ahead, because now the defense can't dictate with pressure. They're guessing about where you're going to go. I might come right back out.
And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. It's the fullback. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. He's got it, and it's 17-0.
Makes the score Seahawks 17, 49ers nothing. Michael Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. Of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Garoppolo now. And now Garoppolo lost the football. And the Seahawks have recovered.
Well, partner, they went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect.
No one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 18. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And he will take this across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. Able to fall on it, but look where they recovered it. That's a... big loss.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
On 1st and 10, it's Mostert. And he stopped immediately there. Bobby Wagner, the NFL's leading tackler in 2019, there on the stop.
And that's called winning at the point of attack, isn't it? Right there at the line of scrimmage. I know he's a little bummed out now. He doesn't get credit for a tackle for a loss, but no gain, his guys will take that.
And speaking of winning, to be as cheesy as we can, he was the winner of the NFC Defensive Player of the Week award from last week, so he's really stringing together some good football.
So not only did he get a gold star, he might have gotten a gold watch too, huh?
We sit in quarter number 3 out in Seattle, a 2nd and 10 now. Now a quick throw as that's complete on the hitch route. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
It's a gain of a yard, and it's 3rd down.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's 49er football, but some ground to cover. They find themselves behind as we hit the 4th and final quarter. The Niners on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. Throwing now is Garoppolo. Looking for Ayuk, and he's got him. And he'll get this to the 40, but that's still going to be a few yards short of the 1st down. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
But it's
Garoppolo going to go on 4th down. Got a man. It's caught at the 6-yard line. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. Wow, 1st and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. Here's Mostert. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown.
touchdown.
Raheem Mostert, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the 49ers get a score closer. Robbie Gould on for the extra point. And it's 17-7.
Makes the score Seahawks 17, 49ers 7. Robbie Gould to kick off for San Francisco.
After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. If they can score here, they have a chance to make this a 3-possession game and all but put things to bed. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
Have to give some credit to the defender on that when he read all of his keys perfectly and got a great break on the ball and able to force that incompletion.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Check. Watch what he thought. Fall down.
Now it's Carson. And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
He finds Dorsett. It's complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39.
That's good.
11 yards there and a 1st down for Seattle.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Let's go, Heavy. Let me know what you got. What you got, Heavy? What you got, Heavy? Give me some. We got 25.
From the shotgun, Wilson going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And nearly intercepted. That would have been a hat trick, his 3rd pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down.
Incomplete.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep. Try and throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
So line of scrimmage, still the 39 on 2nd and 10. To throw again. Wilson. This complete to Lockett. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line.
Complete.
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
It's a gain of 5.
The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This will be 3rd and 5. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on a punt for the first time this afternoon. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Here's Austin. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And the Niners will go on offense.
Take over
1st and 10.
At their own 28-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Well, still a long way to go, but trending upward. They scored the last time out, you remember. Then their defense forced the punt. Now they try to inch closer, but still ultimately down 2 scores in the final quarter. Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay. Now the offensive penalty has us back where we started as they come up on a 1st and 10. Garoppolo going to hand this one to Coleman. And he'll get about 4 across the 30 to the 32.
Coleman, the ball carrier.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Garoppolo. And a quick throw here that's complete. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first.
16 yards.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown.
Here we go. 20, 21. Here we go. Check.
Garoppolo on first down. That's complete out left to Ayuk. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. This duo locked in, 14 yards there, and a first down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Incomplete.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
The Niners on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. Garoppolo looks to throw. He'll fire this deep for Ayuk. And that's going to be intercepted. Jamal Adams with it, the all-pro safety. And a very good return as he takes us all the way up to the 35-yard line.
I'm not sure, Brandon, we've seen a sloppier played game this year for a team on offense. Turn it over 4 times and expect to win? No chance whatsoever. And look, I have no idea what the ratio is about turning over 4 times and how that correlates to winning or losing, but I guarantee you, it's not very good.
They'll start out on the ground with Carson. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
At the 47-yard line.
On 2nd down, a run with Lindsey. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. Now 3rd down is looming. A pickup of 2 on first down and just 1 yard there.
Brings up 3rd and 7.
The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This is 3rd and 7. He can run for it, and he will. And he'll get this up near midfield, but that's still a few yards shy of the first down. And this defense here going to burn their 2nd timeout.
4-yard gain.
But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And we have reached the 2-minute warning.
At their own 18-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a two-score game, and they need points on this. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. It's Quentin Dunbar with a pick. And he will bring this down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got it first and goal in a game that appears to have already been decided. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Chris Carson, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks capitalize on this short field as they take it in for 6. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17.
Makes the score Seahawks 24, 49ers 7. Michael Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they will watch this one land in the end zone. That'll be a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for second down. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5.
Here we go.
Once again, it's Mostert. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
He was brought down.
Good tackle there by Jaron Reed, the former second-round pick out of Alabama. That's why he was drafted. But he's really shown an excellent ability to rush the passer as well.
On third down, here comes Mostert. And he's going to be brought down short of the first at about the 31-yard line. That'll be good for 6, but now it's 4th down.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge, whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end, in the direction they want to run the football? If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
So the victory here for Seattle. And it was their defense that really paved the way to this victory as they allowed the 1 touchdown, and that was all she wrote.
Almost want to do the defense chant right now, right? Defense with a couple of claps in there, but no one wants to hear that from me. Let's just talk about how they got it done, though. When you take care of every aspect of the game, shut down the run, control the airways, right? Make sure the quarterback is harassed. This is the type of performance you get. They can't fashion together any offense, no consistency, and they just took control.
So for this...
Yeah, I use a dub, I'ma win, I won't lose with this. Yeah, I'ma act a fool with this. Yeah, I'ma act a fool with this. Yeah, I'ma act a fool with this. I turn the knob, camera sit.